Welcome to another OCD Recovery Instagram Live. I'm going to be answering questions. That's what I'm going to be doing today. Questions and answers. All about OCD. I often do it on topics on here, and then focusing on the topic is good, but then it misses out so much of the stuff that a lot of people want to ask on here. So I think it's good in a question and answer format. So just post any questions that you want to ask about OCD, and I will cover those on here today. Not broad. Try and keep the questions more specific to OCD instead of really broad questions like how do I recover from OCD, how do I recover from harm OCD, but try and just be a bit more specific so I can get into those, and I will do that. Okay, let's have a look. Should you revisit an urge for symmetry? Well, you shouldn't be revisiting an urge for anything. So whatever the fear is. So if you've got, just tell me what you mean by symmetry, though, in relation to how this is affecting you in relation to OCD, the anxiety disorder, not OCD, the just quirk for tidiness, just liking things tidy. Okay, guys. So anything you want to ask on here? How do you resist an urge to symmetry? Yeah, just answer that question that I just asked there in relation to that, so we can see how that relates. So I'll get it started whilst I'm waiting for these questions to come in relation to OCD. I'm going to speak a little bit about morphing, because I just put a post up about talking about how OCD morphs. OCD is always going to morph. If you think you can lock down OCD so that you get it into a position where it's not going to morph, that's not going to happen. It's always going to morph. That's its nature. So morphing is part of the process. That's why we move towards unconditional self-acceptance and life acceptance. So whatever it morphs into, unconditional covers it from all areas, as well as uncertainty, changing our relationship with both anxiety, the intrusive thoughts and urges, and so on. So that's the sort of basis of it all. What you need to be thinking about when you're stuck morphing it can be very frustrating. You might have been doing a lot of exposures with your therapist to get to a point where you no longer fear a certain fear. Maybe it's HIV, maybe it's some kind of harm situation, maybe it's something to do with your relationship, maybe it's another health concern. And what happens is you get into a position where you've just beaten that and you've just got better from that. And the second you've got better from it, you think, oh shit, it's just moved to something else. We've spent weeks on that. And then I've got to feel anxious again. And what's worse is you feel the relief where you don't feel anxious suddenly comes on. You think, oh my God, I'm not anxious. That lovely feeling of relaxation, then bang, it comes in again. It's like someone giving you something and taking it straight back from you. So that's definitely the process that's going on there. So, but you need to go with it patiently, one day at a time, because it's going to feel like that. That's the nature of how it operates. Okay, let's have a look. Is it normal to feel like you're going to actually act on the thought? Absolutely. If it didn't feel real, OCD wouldn't be the anxiety disorder it is, because nothing would bother us. I'm scared to shower without music because I always ruminate when I don't have it on. Well, you need to definitely turn it off because you're scared of ruminating, so you can feel that, because you're scared of being scared, most likely scared of being stuck, scared of not getting better. Any advice for existential OCD and constantly feeling like things feel weird around you and imaginary scary situations? I will cover existential because that's quite a broad question in its own topic. There is, if you go onto my Facebook page, in the Facebook Watch section, so all the videos that we've uploaded from these Instagram lives, I'm putting together an archive of all of those. Today is one, I think it's yesterday's one, yesterday evening, there's one on existential OCD that will apply to what you're asking there, so go and check that out. Where was that question? Does OCD make people too attached to others? No, it's just beliefs that we're scared of. What if we don't have that connection or something like that, so it can feel like that, but it's not to do with attachment. Any other questions you guys want to ask, keep sending them across. I will be answering them on here. as it's very horrible weather, so it's a good day to be on Instagram Live answering questions. Anything else relating to that I should say? Existential. Existential is always going to lock on and make it feel like you're completely stuck in that. That's like your new world, locked on. And it feels like, oh, I'm never going to get out of this situation. Like, this is my new world. Like, oh my God, how did I not realize that the universe was like this, for example? And now I'm in it, and now it does feel like the universe is like this. How can I not see it any other way? Oh my God, I can't connect with other humans. Oh my God, I'm terrified of what's going to happen after I die, and so on and so on. All these different variations that it kind of locks on, and then we see life through this filter, which is like all OCD things, how we're locked behind that. If we think we've got cancer, we'll feel like we're literally dying of cancer and see our life through that perspective, and the same with all the different themes. Does OCD make you feel like you'll never be you again? Absolutely, that's what people think, but got to be careful that's not too reassurancy, because I've seen you ask similar questions. Is it normal to feel like you are completely different from your life prior to when your OCD took over? Absolutely. Similar, could be reassurancy here. It's very, very much like that, not focusing on, oh, I wish I could only go back to life before, but instead focusing on what's available right now and what change we can implement today, not needing to go into the past. I think my OCD is getting better because I've been doing a lot of work, but once I notice I'm scared of feeling relaxed, not having it. Yeah, this is something where we are scared of not being scared, so we can be... but I notice I'm scared of feeling relaxed, yeah, because then we feel like we're not on guard. We feel like, oh, we should be on guard all the time. We're so used to being anxious all the time that... just give me 1 second, because I've just got to open this. 1 minute.